CCIW tournament. And Wheaton comes into this week now ranked number 16 overall in the NSCAA polls, 12-3 and 2 overall, 4-0 and just the one draw in CCIW play. Now we're ready for starting lineups and national anthem, so we'll send it down to public address announcer Rusty Lindsay.
From Bettendorf, Iowa, Tyler Coward. Number 3, a senior from Naperville, Illinois, Jason Beckes. Number 5, a senior from Naperville, Illinois, Kevin Wyristek. Number 6, a freshman from Lisle, Illinois, Cole Collins. Number 7, a junior from Elgin, Illinois, Matt Chapon. Number 8, a junior from Glenelg, Illinois, Grant Halter. Number 15, a junior from Winfield, Illinois, Josh Bennett. Number 16, a sophomore from Oswego, Illinois, Nathan Kies. Number 19, a junior from Glenelg, Illinois, Evan Johnson. Number 21, a sophomore from Davenport, Iowa, Adam Bingfort. And number 22, a freshman from Cary, Illinois, Eric Gustafson. The Vikings are coached by Brenton Joseph. And now the starting lineups for your Wheaton College Thunder. In goal, wearing number 1, a senior from West Chicago, Illinois, Ryan Seeger. Number 2, a sophomore from West Chicago, Illinois, Stephen Fernandez. Number 3, a junior from Germantown, Tennessee, Joey Lynn. Number 11, a sophomore from Urbana, Illinois, Adam Blackman. Number 12, a sophomore from St. Charles, Illinois, Noah Anthony. Number 15, a junior from Palatine, Illinois, Josh Clark. Number 18, a junior from Delmar, New York, Steven Russo. Number 20, a junior from Holt, Michigan, Kevin Skinker. Number 22, a junior from Yucaipa, California, Chad Musgraves. Number 25, a freshman from Libertyville, Illinois, Marshall Hollingsworth. And number 27, a freshman from Western Springs, Illinois, Elliot Borge. The Thunder are coached by Dr. Mike Giuliano. At this time, we ask that you please rise, and gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, national anthem is in the books. The starting lineup is in the books, and we're just moments away from beginning another CCIW matchup between the Wheaton College Thunder and the Augustana College Vikings in a battle of CCIW foes as the conference season is in its final week. The Thunder have this match with Augustana on this Wednesday night, and 2 nights from now they'll take on Millikan University in the conference finale. They have their destiny in their own hands as far as conference alignment is concerned, thanks to a 3-1 victory last Saturday at Illinois Wesleyan in in Bloomington. It was a big victory for the Thunder. They took over the top spot in the CCIW. We capitalized on an own goal. Also got scores from Noah Anthony and Marshall Hollingsworth. They blanked Aurora on Thursday, the Thursday before that. They got scores from Kevin Skinker, Chad Musgraves, and Marshall Hollingsworth again. And Derek Babb recorded the shutout for the Thunder last Thursday against Aurora University. So the Thunder coming into this ball game, they've won 6 ball games in a row. They're trying to keep that momentum going and play their best ball here down the stretch of the CCIW season. Going into the CCIW tournament, the semifinals will be next Wednesday night, and the Thunder take care of business. They will be hosting next Wednesday night right here at Joe Bean Stadium against the number 4 seed should Wheaton take over the top spot. And if they win then, they'll play again on Saturday night again at Joe Bean Stadium. But you can't look too far ahead down the road. You got to take care of business, especially the opponent that lies right in front of you. And tonight, that's the Augustana Vikings. They're led by 3 different players as far as scoring leaders is concerned. Jacob Radke, John McSpadden, and Nick Wolf, all with 3 goals apiece, as we'll relay you the starting lineups in just a moment. The Thunder out in their home bright orange jerseys with white trim, white numbering with blue trim around the letters, and blue shorts and white trim as well. The Augustana Vikings in their road dark blues with yellow lettering and gold numbering and blue trim with white trim on the blue shorts as well. Thunder move right to left as we see it. Augustana left to right above the press box here at Joe Bean Stadium. Noah Anthony throws it in. Elliot Borge collects. Now it's deflected away. Stephen Fernandez in the back at the midfield stripe. Plays it on up to Joey Lynn, who's been playing some solid soccer for Coach Giuliano's squad in the past couple ball games, and he's gotten a lot of good quality minutes. He has this ball now played at his feet as he pops it into Josh Clark, looking for Hollingsworth with a header. Played outside the 18 and rifled back into the Thunder defensive half. Had a pretty high defensive line to start. Steven Russo, who's starting in the backfield today, will just touch it on back to Ryan Seeger. Right to left along the Wheaton defensive line is Kevin Skinker, Steven Russo, Stephen Fernandez, and Noah Anthony, the defending CCIW Defensive Player of the Week. Noah Anthony, who got a goal against Illinois Wesleyan during the 3-1 victory last Saturday. Back and forth it goes. Fernandez tried to slide it into Anthony. Too much pace on it. Vikings will have a throw here. Thrown on up, a helping header comes into the Wheaton defensive half. Skinker coming over to cut it down. He's got a lot of green space in front of him, so he should be all right. He does collect it and rolls it on up to Lynn. Lynn plays far side for Adam Blackman. Also got a goal on Saturday. We mentioned those who keep scoring goals. Let's take a look at the leaderboard for the Thunder on who's leading them statistically. It's Adam Blackman with 8 goals on the year. A close second is Marshall Hollingsworth with 7. Each of them have 2 assists as well. So 18 points total for Blackman, 16 for Hollingsworth. Josh Clark's got 5 goals. Noah Anthony has 2 as well. Musgrave's got 4. Anthony 8 assists as well for 12 total points. He's been an outstanding addition to this Thunder Ball Club. First foul of the game, and it's going against the Vikings, and it'll be a set piece coming up for Anthony and the Thunder. Noah's on the near sideline. No, the whistle did blow, but it will be a throw-in instead. It's fired in. Hollingsworth retrieves possession. Rolls into the back for Russo. Russo goes far side for Kevin Skinker. Skinker plays up for Josh Clark, turned it around once, now gets it into Hollingsworth, but the flag is up before Marshall could cross it into the middle, and offsides is the call. Beautiful warm October the 24th on this Wednesday night. Thunder taking on the Vikings. Augie's overall record 6-7-2 coming into the ball game. 2-2-1 in the CCIW though. Right in the thick of it, trying to get that number 4 seed and slide into the conference tournament, where they could potentially match up with the Thunder again should Wheaton get that top seed and should the Vikings win the number 4 spot. Augustana most recently is coming off a 2-0 loss to North Central down in Rock Island last Saturday. This ball's in the Thunder defensive half. Skinker gets a right foot to it, bumps it up in the air, sends it forward twice now and out of bounds. Will be thrown back in toward that end line. Brought in toward the box, now split toward the corner. I'm going to turn it around and slide it in, and stepping and popping it into the air is Josh Clark. Out of bounds again, and the Vikings will have it once more. Now taking control is Blackman as he dribbles himself in toward the middle. Sends it all along for a long run for Musgraves. Cutting him off and turning it around instead, though, is Grant Halter. Halter, the junior out of Glen Ellen and Glenbard West. Ball falls to the turf once. Borge trying to wrap his arm around a man and win possession. Lynn keeps it and goes to Noah Anthony. Anthony trying to work around a man, but a good step and take away by Nathan Kais. Now Kais with possession. Falls into the Thunder defensive half where Russo is. Plays it on up for Borge. There's a whistle going against Adam Benchfort. Benchfort called for the foul. Now Russo plays it in the back for Fernandez. Slides it in for Anthony. Back up for Borge. Borge working around a man, steps over. Now on his right foot, plays it in for Lynn. Tried to come up hard, but had this one taken away by Evan Johnson. Johnson cutting his way through the thick of the defense. Skinker, though, turns it around. Skinker, Borge, wanted to go right, circles his back way left. Fires a nice pass into Noah Anthony. Slides his way up. Noah plays near side for Musgraves. Musgraves has some defense to worry about, and it will be a throw for Augie. Along the near sideline, coming over to take it, Halter fires it into Matt Shipin. Shipin, one of the leading scorers last year for this Vikings squad. Remembering him, he was very dangerous against Wheaton last year. Of course, the Thunder winning that ball game 5-2, though, in comfortable style, so you have to worry about it too much. This ball's changed field direction. Now it's gone to Skinker along the far side. Got some green to work with. The junior brings it over. Leaves it for Blackman. Had it taken away briefly and possessed by the Vikings, going left to right the other way. Trying to rifle a counterattack and make it effective, but no one's at home along the far sideline. Wheaton will have another throw. Skinker to come over to take it. Goes ahead and fires it along, advancing along that far side. Clark, beautiful job to possess and touch to himself. Now rolls himself back in toward the middle. Leaves it for charging Musgraves. Can Chad get there? Not before it's first cleared away and out of bounds by the Viking defense. Throw coming up for the Thunder on the edge of the attacking third as we're into the 7th minute. No score. Musgraves takes the throw and gets into Lynn. Lynn pops it high into the air looking for someone, but it's just going to sail everything in between the crossbar and over the end line for a goal kick. First time we've called the name of Tyler Cowherd tonight. Cowherd is going to place this one on the top right corner of the box and fire it away. The left footer of Cowherd, we saw him yesterday. Gets it over. Musgraves comes over to cut it off, though. Now Borge chops it down with his left foot, rolls it back in toward the middle. Borge leaves it for Russo. Back to Blackman, who drops it to Skinker. Skinker along the far side. Back and forth it goes now to Josh Clark. Clark had it one, and now it rolls itself back over to Cowherd, and Cowherd will collect in the box. Cowherd will roll, and now we'll just pick it up. Now he booms this one high into the air over the midfield stripe. Coming over to possess will be Russo. Russo chops it with his left foot to Skinker. Skinker dances around him, man. Looks to keep it in play. He does as he continues his attack all the way into the offensive half. He dropped it back to Clark, a little too much behind. Clark comes back to win the ball once, now twice. Comes back to get it again. A slide tackle nicely done by number 6, Cole Collins, the freshman from Lyle. And it's touched away and out of bounds. Thunder will maintain possession, though. Ball rifled around a couple of legs there. Blackman going into the air looking to win it. Now it falls to the turf. Blackman is there again. Sending it forward in toward the box. Here comes Cowherd, and he gets there before Musgraves can. And he'll pick it up. Musgraves, Hollingsworth, and Blackman across the top. Clark, Borge, and Joey Lynn in the middle. With the absence of Nathan Jaspers continuing to nurse injury. Blackman possesses along the far side. Throws it into the defensive half for Fernandez. Fernandez touches on up for Anthony. Anthony will send along through looking for Hollingsworth, who spins around to try to get it past a charging Cowherd, but Cowherd got there first. But see the speed of Hollingsworth already causing some havoc in the defensive half of Augustana. 8.5 minutes in, no score. Thunder and the Vikings. Directional header by Russo looking for Musgraves. Now Anthony trying to win it. Charging over hard as this ball's punched through. Trying to be helped in toward the box. Sliding attempt by Russo to keep it in the air. Now Fernandez going over the back to win the header before it's finally cleared away high. Kept in play as it spins once to the turf. Here comes Musgraves into the air, and now he falls, and that's a foul on Chad. Free kick coming up for the Vikings. Just on a couple feet on their offensive half. And it'll be taken by Grant Halter. He's got a right foot from here. Sends it forward, sliding in toward the top of the 18, headed in toward the box and the goal, but nothing there. It'll be off a Viking head, and a Ryan Seeger goal kick will follow. Thunder coming in on a win streak of 6 in a row. I mentioned earlier in the women's game how Thunder keeper Kelsey Graham led the conference in shutouts with 6. Well, Ryan Seeger, he's done the same this year. He's got 4 shutouts, and that's a conference best. Cowherd has to come to the top of the box to punch this one high into the air. Now it's slid forward, and Russo is there to collect. Russo to Anthony, building from back to front. Set forward again, coming back over to collect is Evan Johnson. Now whistle blows, and it's going against the Thunder. Hollingsworth coming over. Looks like he won't be cautioned, just be given a verbal warning here. First foul of the game against Hollingsworth. One earlier called against Musgraves. Second overall of the evening for Wheaton. As we approach 34 minutes remaining for this first half. Cowherd will set it up. He approaches and lifts the liner into it. Clark calls for it, gets a header into the air. Going up again is Blackman. Hollingsworth again shoved off the ball. Here comes Clark trying to win it to himself, and he does. Looking to turn the corner, shouldered off the ball. That's going to be a foul against Augustana. Clark will take the free kick. Just shy of the out-of-bounds stripe along that far side. We'll debate who to take this, and they're going to actually set something up here. Flurry of orange shirts at the top, and Anthony motion to come back to where it is. He approaches, and now he'll just help it on to Blackman, making a run toward the end line. He can cross from here. He doesn't get any height on it, though. It scoots its way through. It's still loose at the box before it's finally taken away and cleared, coming back the other way by Cole Collins. Now another clearance strike made by Nathan Kais. This one will slither its way out of bounds before Wheaton will have a throw in their defensive half. Whistle blows again. We'll have to do it again as another ball got loose on the field. Skinker to take the throw, he does, puts it in. Clark looking to go and just help it on to Blackman. Blackman retrieving it. Lynn is able to get there, look to chip something toward Clark, and he just ran right into his man Evan Johnson. Johnson takes quite the spill, falling to the turf. It's out of bounds though, and the Thunder will maintain possession with the throw. No foul on the play. Good, clean, hard soccer. Back and forth it goes, looking for a two-touch play to Blackman. Defense was able to step into it, though. Still loose. The Thunder looked to cross it in from here. Here comes Cowherd, and he gets 2 paws on it to keep anything closer from cutting through the box. 14th minute now. Wheaton and Augie still scoreless. Russo going high into the air to win this header, going right up against Jason Beckus. Or excuse me, Shipin. From there. Now Fernandez advances on up for Blackman. Blackman will play it into the back for Skinker. Skinker kicks it away and out of bounds.
Excuse me, is it Shipin or Shippin? Shippin? Okay. I remember that from last year. That kind of Thanks.
Whistle blows here. And it'll be another Augie free kick. Another foul called against the Thunder. Vikings will set something up. It's in their defensive half, about 10 yards shy of the midfield stripe. Sends it forward. Lynn tracks it down, puts a header onto the air. Hollingsworth thought about going and get it. May have suffered something in the back there by Eric Gustafson. Fernandez in the air looking to win. Now Lynn helps it forward. Hollingsworth in the air again, flicks it on. Cleaned up there by Johnson. Still in the middle circle as we play battle in the middle third here. Falls to the turf past Fernandez. Now Lynn is going to be not called for it. It's a foul called against the Vikings. Free kick coming. They'll take it quickly. Fernandez rolls near side for Noah Anthony. Anthony tried to slide it up. A good step to redirect by Halter. Thrown back into the Thunder defensive half. Fernandez flicks a right foot to it to deaden it and win possession. Now Borge looking to send it in toward Hollingsworth. A through ball. Hollingsworth trying to beat Coward to the far post, but it was wide. He had a chance to beat Coward, but keeper did a nice job to only give him one shot to do it, and Hollingsworth unfortunately fell wide. Now he'll approach it, ball on the top left portion of the box with his left foot. Clark is going to be called for a foul, looking to work around his man Cole Collins. Collins didn't do much in the way of trying to win that as much as shield Clark from being able to get to it. Coming on hard is Borge, and he suffers a collision here, but the ball has ended up being wound up by Clark as they turn around and try to win it going the other way. Musgraves helps it on. Hollingsworth comes in hard before he gets knocked into and sent into the Augie bench. But he's all right, and the Thunder still have possession. Clark now falls to the turf before able to send this one away. Now Josh Bennett, the junior forward, coming the other way. Bennett continues his dribble in toward the box. It's intercepted there by Fernandez. He touches once, twice, going right to left the other way. Denied there, but Borge has it. Turned it around. He's getting a little too cute with it. Goes back and forth. Coming over is Clark to try to win possession. He does and gets to Anthony. No on the near side, back and forth between him and Musgraves. Good touch and takeaway by Halter. Going back, but Russo will turn it around and clean it up for Wheaton. Clark will deaden it and shoulder a nice ball near sideline for Musgraves. Turns around to the outside. Now dribbles himself back in. It's deflected away. It should be a Wheaton throw. It will be. Anthony will come and take it. Anthony to take it. Throws it into Borge. Borge helps it on. Now back for that near side corner. Anthony looking to get there and turn it around, but it's cleared away. Out of bounds. Not sure if it made its way over the end line. Doesn't look like it did. It will just be a deep throw in for Wheaton. Coming up on 28 minutes remaining in this first half. Anthony to take it. Throws it in. Now Hollingsworth pops it high into the air, and this one again will carry the posts and everything and carry over the end line. Thunder and Vikings still scoreless. So the Thunder look to protect the home field, which they've played and protected so well so far in this fall of 2012. Since the start of the 2000 season, Wheaton is 103, 26, and 15. They've eclipsed the century mark in the past 12 years playing here at Joe Bean Stadium. That's a winning percentage, one of the best in the nation at 76.5%. Going high into the air is Johnson again. That's the second time he's fallen hard to the turf, this time working against Hollingsworth. But he'll shut it off and continue playing hard in that defensive line as he'll be attacked all night long with this attentive Thunder offense as well. Here he goes now coming on as ball played in this far side. Into the offensive half, coming over is Blackman. Blackman steps over, turns around, now plays himself back into the middle, has a chance to advance it to Musgraves. Musgraves had a chance, loops it too far for the post. He knew it too. He had one shot to try to touch it by, much like Hollingsworth did a few minutes earlier. But it was a little high and wide. Coward will set it up on the top right portion of the box. Clark rises into the air. Musgraves trying to get to it. Turn around, popped high, got some rotation on it. Anthony will bring it back. Played a couple times. Anthony steps in it again. Feeds Borge. Borge directs a header to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth trying to send it into the middle for Clark. Coming on strong. Deflected there. Now played back into the Viking offensive. Russo will come over to cut it off. Looks like he'll retreat it all the way back to Seeger. Nope. Instead, he'll come back near side for Anthony. Augie bringing some high pressure here, trying to maintain possession, but Musgraves turns it around, looking to turn and win possession, just couldn't do it. Thrown in, back and forth it goes with Shippen. Shippen now advances Halter, plays all the way into the back for Coward. Coward. Sending it on forward, Fernandez turns it around, Borge is there. Borge in the middle of the back. Plays it on up for Joey Lynn. Lynn gets there. Back and forth he goes. Now Clark dancing with it. Feeds Blackman along the far sideline. Blackman just chugging it on, scissoring it with his right foot. Now he'll just beat everybody to that far sideline before stepping back with it. Rolling into the middle for Clark. Clark too much on that touch. Still maintained possession by Russo. Borge wanted to turn around, he does. Elliott rolls himself into the middle. Gets to Lynn, now falls near side for Noah Anthony. Anthony helps it on for Musgraves. Musgraves will turn himself back in toward the box. Musgraves on the left foot had that cross blocked and will ricochet itself out of bounds. Under 25 minutes for this first half. Still scoreless from Joe Bean. Game 2 of our doubleheader here. There is a whistle blowing and flag goes up for offsides as Noah Anthony was brought off the ball there. He's unable to retreat himself back. So played into Cowherd now. Cowherd sends it forward. He'll skip once. Fernandez will get to it and plays to Anthony. Anthony shouldered off the ball, coming back to win it. Chipped once into the air and out of bounds into the Thunder bench. It will be a Wheaton throw here. Thunder 6 wins in a row. It's a nice streak to be had, and they haven't lost since September 25th at Loris, and that was 2-0. They've only lost 3 times this year. They've come away with a draw twice, 12-3-2. Earns them the number 16 best team in the nation here. Here's Joey Lynn. Lynn turning it around, being shouldered off the ball here by Shippen. Slides itself out of bounds. It'll be a Viking throw. Pretty telling stat here as well. If the Thunder scored 2 or more goals, at least 2 goals, they've won 44 of a potential 51 matchups. This ball's loose at the top of the 18, and Seeger will have to come out and head it away from damage instead of getting his hands on it. It's too close to making contact with the pitch outside the 18 for him to do anything else. Now Russo dribbles his way into the middle circle. Borge wanted to help it on to Anthony, but no, will have to backtrack in order to possess. Elliott has it, will turn around on his right foot. Advances to Hollingsworth, who's tripped up. Now it's a pretty easy call to be made there. The foul going to be called against Eric Gustafson, and Hollingsworth took a spill to the turf. More importantly, a chance for the Thunder to strike here. Clock will be stopped, though, as Marshall will get his time readjusting his cleat and getting that back on and ready. 22-34 in the first half. I mentioned Noah Anthony being the CCIW Defensive Player of the Week on Tuesday. He was named that yesterday, I should say. We went 2-0 last week with the win at Aurora, 2-0, and then the victory down in Bloomington, 3-1 over IWU, a game they needed to have in order to ensure home field throughout the CCIW tournament. Now, Hollingsworth will be continuing to be attended to by trainer Tricia Dieter here. Not sure if he's talking about his cleat or the bridge of his foot or what exactly he's pointing to, but the Thunder hoping to adjust all the attention that they need on Marshall in this sequence. Hollingsworth, of course, second on the team in goals scored and points. Just 1 goal shy of Adam Blackman's team-leading mark of 8, and Marshall's got 7 of his own to go along with 2 assists for a total of 16 points. He's unleashed 45 shots, I should say. He's got 3 game winners as well. It's hard to believe that this year started all the way back in late August, and here we are in October. The Thunder are 12-3-2. This ball headed away, and it goes out of bounds following the set piece opportunity from Anthony and the Thunder. Wheaton will continue to have possession here as we approach 22 minutes remaining for the first half. Ball popped high into the air. Coming over is Lynn. Goes off his head towards Skinker. Will roll it in the back for Russo. Flirting with the midfield stripe. Now brought forward Fernandez. Fernandez to Borge. Into the back for Russo. Steven will slide it forward into Blackman's direction. Adam will send it in toward the box. A long cross, and it gets a deflection as it dribbles itself toward Musgraves, and Chad will just let it go over the end stripe. Another corner kick.
Corner kick
for Wheaton, the first corner kick of the night for the Thunder. Anthony will take it, and coming over to help will be Blackman. Pretty good ball by Adam to try and change field, get it all the way through. It'll be back and forth between Anthony and Blackman now. Noah Anthony has a chance to slide it in toward the mixer, but his cross is blocked. Now Borge coming in hard, swipes over the ball, and it's cleared high into the air, deadened by Fernandez, and Hollingsworth calms and controls. Now thrown along that far side, and foul called against Augie. Free kick to be taken, and deciding to take it quickly is Josh Clark. He gets to Blackman. Blackman dances on his right foot, now steps over and brings it in, trying to rotate it on back for Hollingsworth. Kept in play over there, and Skinker comes on nicely to keep possession in the attacking half. Now Blackman again along that front side. Had it touched away's tip stolen for a brief moment. Now it's spinning itself in toward Borge. Anthony giving some ground so that Elliott can collect. He does, and now throws it into Noah, who heads it back to Borge. Borge steps over, great move moving to his left. Now dances, sends to Anthony. Can he cross from here as he works his way in toward the box? He's deflected off the ball, pushed over the end line, and it will be a goal kick. Good recollecting effort by Augustana to not allow Anthony to get a pure, clean crossover. It'll be a goal kick for Tyler Coward. Now sent over, and Skinker will try to get to it. It's out of bounds, and it'll be another Thunder throw. Skinker looks for it, advances, throws it in high into the air. Another throw in now for Wheaton. A couple of orange jerseys over there to take it. Now will be directed by Shippen back in toward the middle. Skinker intercepts again, dances away around one. Now goes back to Kevin as he collects. Skinker with it, plays into the middle for Borge. Borge will help it along for Anthony, who comes in to join the attack on the left side. Anthony will slide it back in toward the box. Popped high into the air off the right heel of the defender, Gustafson. Falls back to the turf, turning around, going the other direction is McSpadden. Now advanced on. Fernandez is there. Fernandez turns around with the right foot to Lynn. Lynn helps it on to Borge as Wheaton looks to go the other way. Elliott now to Clark. Thunder still looking for that first goal. Clark tried to roll along through in the direction of Musgraves, but it was stepped and taken away by Grant Halter. Now fired on. Touched away by the defense, played into the back. Coward was there and was nearly taken away. Borge now to Clark. Clark looking for a through for charging Blackman. Nothing there, though, and it'll be a goal kick again. So we'll get a substitution.
And in the game for the Vikings, number 18, John McSpadden.
So here comes John McSpadden into the game. He'll take the place of Nathan Keyes, and Keyes will take a seat. McSpadden, the junior from Geneva, will play forward. Coward will approach and get his left foot into it here. Send it over the midfield stripe. Helped on once, and will trickle its way all the way to Seeger. Seeger collects, whips it out with the left hand to Anthony. In the back with some room to work with. Noah surveys, chips it with his left foot for Hollingsworth. Headed away by Gustafson, falling once to the turf. Musgraves trying to work it off. Now Clark adding some pressure. Now cleared out of the area by Jason Beckus. Beckus' ball is a good one that's helped on to the attacking half of Augustana. Fernandez had it turned around, now Anthony as well. Coming back over to collect is Bennett. Thrown back over, Bennett continues to work his way around. Now Russo is there with the left foot. Steven will fire it over the midfield stripe. Gustafson knocks it down. Sent back the other way by Halter, in toward the middle, collecting his Benchford over there. Now brought back Touchdown with the right foot, sliding his way over once, now twice is McSpadden. McSpadden with the left foot. Now Anthony intercepts that chance for a through, and Borge comes over to calm and possess, trying to help it near side for Anthony, who will streak his way over and keep it in play. Now Borge plays it back. Triangle continues for Lynn. Played in for Skinker along that far side. Field is changed and thrown back here to Anthony. Anthony slides it up for Borge. Borge turns it and helps it toward Musgraves. Intercepted. Borge now helping it back in toward the box. Punched back, and Elliott gets to it with the right foot again. Looking for Musgraves. Chops it down. Chad shouldered off the ball by Gustafson. Still possessed and thrown out of bounds, and we'll have another substitution.
Thunder number 9, Stephen Golds.
Stephen Golds will get his first action of the night, coming in for Marshall Hollingsworth. So Hollingsworth will take a seat. Golds will enter playing central forward. Anthony fires it in. Turned around. Clark possesses. Clark will rifle it toward the box, and Coward puts his hands into the air. Wasn't really expecting so much pace on that ball right at him amidst the congestion, but he made a nice play to be aware of that being a possibility, and he brought it down. His save comes here just shy of the 16-minute mark to go. Whistle blows again against the Thunder. Free kick coming for Augie. Looks like they'll want to take it quickly. Or set something up now again is Shippen. Got some blue jerseys across the top of the 18, across the line of the defense of the Thunder. Shippen brings it forward, ships it through, headed away once by Russo. Helped clearance by Blackman. Shippen keeps it in play though, to Cole. Or to Collins, I should say. And Collins slides it into the back, advances it forward. Lynn blocked the attempt. Kept in play by Bennett. Goes behind him. Now McSpadden in the middle circle. Turns it with the left foot. Russo cuts it off. McSpadden settles again. Now Gustafson in the defensive. Slides it with the right foot. Fernandez the first one there, and he pops it high with the right foot. Falls once and out of bounds. At the halftime break, we'll send you back to the studio for another Thunder Sports Report. For going back after the intermission. Right here to Joe Bean for the second 45 minutes. So far, the Thunder have played Augustana to a scoreless draw. Anthony called for that foul for putting two hands on Shippen and winning that header. Lead referee quick to the whistle. Now trying to come back and win this ball. Whistle blows again as Halter try to slide his way through.
Number 17, Nick Wolf.
Nick Wolf enters.
Number 14, Jonathan Clark.
Nick Wolf, the senior midfielder out of Naperville, will enter, and coming off the pitch will be Kevin Wyrostek. Clark exits, and John Clark enters for the Thunder. Ball falls to the turf. Goltz does a nice job shielding off a man. Now Musgraves trying to find Blackman. Reaches up into the air with the right foot. He's got it. Now steps over. Tries to beat his man in toward the box. Push to the turf, and that's a foul. Blackman fell hard to the turf. And it'll be a set piece here for the Thunder, and a good chance to do it. Just outside the 18, about 20 yards out on the right side of the offensive box. There's 4 orange jerseys around there. Musgraves, Clark, Blackman, Anthony. Could be Anthony or Blackman here. Anthony shoots. Scores! The CCIW Defending Player of the Week gets himself back on the board again. Anthony's strike on the set piece was beautifully strung into the upper 90 of the left corner. And with just over 13 minutes to play in the first half, no Anthony puts Wheaton on top 1-0 here at Joe Bean Stadium. Wow, what a beautiful strike from Noah. Didn't see him really be on the aggressive or on the offensive earlier this season as far as chances at goal, but following that strike,
number 12, Noah Anthony.
He's done such a nice job on corner kicks this year. Noah Anthony.
Number 22, Chad Musgraves. Anthony from Musgraves.
Just outstanding. That's as easy as an assist can get for Chad Musgraves, who officially picks it up, as Adam Bleckman was also in the vicinity. But that was a wonderful ball from Anthony that got itself past Cowherd. Back in play here. Borge picks it up after a brief foul call against the Vikings. Elliott retrieves it again, plays it again to himself. Falls to Blackman along the far side. Adam turns it around once. Now it's got about a couple defensive pressures to worry about. Colts retreats it on back middle circle to Fernandez. Thrown on up for Skinker, who's joined the attack. Now Skinker crosses it forward. Blackman tried to rifle a header. He had to get really underneath that one to have a chance, and it just sliced itself through the 18. And will be picked up and cleared here by the Vikings. To the midfield stripe it goes. John Clark's there. Clark tried to go back and forth with Musgraves. Now it's ricocheted like a pinball between him and Halter. Halter, the last one to touch it.
Entering the game for the Thunder, number 13, Mitchell Parr.
And now Mitchell Parr will enter for the first time tonight. Coming off will be Musgraves, who's put really solid offensive effort in together for the Thunder. Colts trying to turn this one around. Picked up there and being played the other direction by Josh Bennett. Doesn't smell good in there, and he'll bring it back over the midfield stripe into the defensive half. Now Gustafson wheels his way around. Gustafson, a hard-charging John Clark, wins it back. Coming back to win it is Halter, though. Grant dribbles himself in toward the middle and plays into the back for his teammate Evan Johnson. Johnson rolls it to Gustafson on the near side. Into the middle he plays for Bengfort. Bengfort tried to advance it on up, but Anthony was there to intercept. Anthony plays it on up, still's got it on his left foot, now rolls it into Parr, parking across from here. He will, looking for a header! Oh, it squeezes itself through the face. Now John Clark settles, tries to shoot, it's blocked. Coming back over as Parr wins it again. Oh, he's called for being offside.
Offside.
Strong effort from Mitch on that sequence. He sought to bring that one back in toward the box. Blackman was in the vicinity as well. Now sent back forward. Skinker sends it toward the midfield stripe. Skinker there as well, looking to win this one as Vikings possess, moving left to right. Anthony chops it down, settles, loops it in the direction of Parr. Parr wins the header, looking for Borge. Borge has got it, and he's got some room. He needs it to himself. Parr will make the sprint up that far side to help him. Rifled in, John Clark. Oh, he tried to dummy it on and turn it around, but it really scooted itself over on his cleat. Foul called on here against John Clark as tumbling to the turf was Nick Wolf. Under 10 minutes remaining for the first half. Thunder by a goal, 1-0. Looking to extend their win streak to 7 in a row. The last time they did not win was against North Park University at the beginning of this month in the first CCIW contest of the year. A 3-3 draw, a bitter one to swallow at that for the Thunder, but they've really answered nicely. Has fallen to the turf here is Elliott Borge. No foul called. Elliott will need to take his time. You can't believe there was no whistle. Popped high into the air, perhaps just playing advantage as the Thunder continue to possess on that occasion, although it was a pretty sincere collision. But Borge is all right. He gets back up, possesses to himself, and rolls it far side for Skinker, who joins the fray. Kevin along that far sideline, thought about going to the outside. A great tackle made by Collins. Counterattack the other way for the Vikings. Collins at his feet, goes middle circle. Too much on that ball, though, and Anthony easily scoops it up. Good turnaround by Parr. He worked around his defender and makes the play himself to the top corner of the box. Thought about going around Gustafson. Gustafson read the move, kept it in play, and it's deflected away. Out of bounds. It'll be a Thunder throw. So Wheaton will take this throw in here. Parr will step back to the landing area outside the turf on the natural grass out there and get as much as he can out of this throw. He approaches, rocks, and fires. Helped it high into the air by Goltz. Now Coward will leap and extend and pull it down. Gets a left footer to this one. Helped in play once. Now Skinker comes over to collect. Kevin, who scored against Aurora University a week ago, keeping himself very involved in the defensive half. Now Borge in the middle. Elliott working his way through. Punched off, now gets to Parr. Parr trying to bring it home, and a good job to read the move again. And clean win possession was done by Halter there, but Borge retrieves. John Clark now leaves it for Anthony. He might strike this one toward the frame. Looking for a header coming back the other way. It's deflected by Beckus. Beckus saw it coming with the cross toward the far post by Noah Anthony. Didn't get too greedy. Instead of firing a shot, decided to give another man a chance. Coming off one goal already is Noah. Here's Josh Clark, or Blackman I should say. Adam working his way into the middle. Chips with the left foot into Anthony. Anthony sends it in forward toward the box again. Coward reaches into the air, he couldn't get it. Oh, and that's a foul. Called against Steven Goltz. Well, and the Thunder are complaining, and they have every right to. Look like from our vantage point, Goltz made no contact with the keeper. Somehow the whistle blows in favor of Augustana. And Coach Giuliano visibly upset, and for good reason. The Vikings escape what was a potential goal-scoring chance for Wheaton again. 6.5 to go, as Coward made contact with what was his own player, and it wasn't even much contact at that. And it was a chance to shoot at an open net. But it wasn't to be. Now Skinker into Lynn, push to the turf, that's a foul. As Lynn collapsed. Foul called against Bengford there. Set piece coming. Lynn will take it. Fires it in on the box, looking for John Clark. Header goes high into the air, now scoots once to the top of the 18. Parr goes into the air looking to win it again. He's upended. Falls down, not much contact though. And now far sideline Skinker will let it roll out of bounds, and the Thunder will maintain possession. Wheaton's dominated possession in this game so far.
23, Trevor Adams.
They really kept it on their attacking half throughout the night, especially in this first half. Trevor Adams will now enter. Adam Blackman will take a seat, and Adams will look to bring some extra energy here to that front line in the final 5.5 minutes of the first half. Thunder leading by a goal, 1-0. Ball is sent in toward the box. Parr goes high into the air looking to win, but Gustafson will turn it around. Or excuse me, that's Halter there. Played along the near sideline. Anthony to Borge. Back into the middle for Lynn. Lynn stops it, got his eyes up. Will throw it along the far side for Skinker. Gets there just in time. Skinker brings it forward. Looking to slide it on up. Ball's touched away, out of bounds. So it will be a throw for Augustana. Whistle goes against Wheaton here. It'll be another set piece, but this well into defensive half for the Vikings. Under 5 minutes now. In the first half, Wheaton by goal, 1-0, thanks to a strike from Noah Anthony on a set piece from about 19 yards out. Now here's Collins. Collins fires in the middle circle. Goltz comes in hard, chops it down to Borge. Borge gets there just in time, looking to feed Parr. Coming over hard is Gustafson to knock it away, but Anthony is there to maintain for Wheaton. Into the back it goes for Fernandez. Fernandez on a right foot, slides it up to Goltz. Goltz turns it around on the left foot. Stolen there by Halter. Halter, eyes up, brings it across, continues to dribble over the midfield stripe. Goltz, a beautiful step. Read the move and was able to take it away. Borge had it briefly, now Collins comes back with it for Augustana. John Clark looking to come back and win that ball, popped high into the air in clearance. Anthony will rise with the header. Shoulder down to touch to the ball now by Nick Wolf. Slid into the midfield stripe and possessed by McSpadden. McSpadden dribbles his way through, sends it in towards Seeger. Oh, too much carry. Dangerous ball. McSpadden coming off the bench. Had a nice looking strike to it. But Seegert was able to come back with it and let it carry itself all the way over the crossbar. And now Ryan will have a goal kick here, set up on the top right portion of the box. Sent forward, knocked away, out of bounds. Vikings will maintain possession with a throw here. Under 3 minutes for the opening 45. Ball played now to Coward in the defensive half of Augustana. Gustafson now on his right foot. Directs it to Shippen. Shippen touches behind. Controlled by Chandler Brooks. Freshly into the ball game. Flag is up, and an easy call there to be made for McSpadden. McSpadden well offside before collecting and shoving that one toward the post. And Ryan Seegert. Now the Thunder look to build back to front. Anthony advances to Elliot Borge. Oh, he stepped it over once, and there the ball is left stationary. Before coming back to pick it up is Wolf. Wolf working man-on-man against Borge again. Foul called. Free kick coming for Halter. Halter thought about approaching and sending forward. Now he'll do it again. And to Wolf it goes. Wolf slides it on back. Turn around, McSpadden. Ooh, a nice move by McSpadden. Rifles it in, looking for a helping ball. Not going to find it. Russo had to go off his head over the end line, looks like. Nope, it will be a throw-in from here.
Into the game for the Vikings, number 11, Jacob Recke.
That ball from Russo just made its way out of bounds before going over the end line. Jacob Repke enters for the Vikings. He is one of the team leaders with 3 goals on the air. And 1 assist for team best 7 points. 3 goals and assists also for John McSpadden. So 2 guys coming off the bench lead.
1 minute. There is 1 minute remaining in the first half.
Their offensive category. So here comes a throw-in for Augie. It's rifled in. Russo rises into the air with the header, and John Clark slides it away as Skinker is the lone man in orange for the Thunder. Kevin works around one man, works around another. Now will fire along through, looking for Stephen Goltz. He approaches, will shoot, and he scores! Stephen Goltz with the left foot beats it far post, and in the final minute, the Thunder mount a counterattack and grab a second goal of the evening.
The Thunder goal is for
Kevin Skinker created it. And Stephen Goltz finished it.
Number 20, Kevin Skinker.
Oh, what a job by Skinker. One of the best plays of the year.
Fans, stay here at halftime. We will have a halftime performance by the Wheaton Thunderettes.
Kevin Skinker was able to dribble that well ball over the midfield stripe around 1 and then 2 Augie defenders. Chance to turn around and shoot here in the final 20 seconds for Augie. John Clark quickly comes over on it. Now turn around, sending toward the post. Parr's there to block. Anthony's over to collect and send out of bounds. 10 seconds now.
9.
Ball
8,
will be thrown in.
7, 6, 5.
Go in toward the
4,
box. Headed away
3,
again by Fernandez.
2,
Over the
1.
end line. And that will be the final sequence of the first half. A huge goal by Stephen Goltz, assisted by Kevin Skinker, who did an excellent job of coming on and creating a counter-attack opportunity for Wheaton after a corner or after a throw-in from Augustana. Skinker brought it all the way from the defensive box over the midfield stripe, past 2 Viking defenders, was able to drop a nice ball to Goltz, who had to just touch it once before unleashing a shot. And he did so perfectly, just past Tyler Coward, the keeper, into the far post, into the side netting for the second goal of the ball game for Wheaton, giving them a 2-0 advantage here at the half. That's where the score lands. When we come back out of the halftime break, attack after collecting a ball in the defensive half. He dribbled his way all the way through from one end of the field to the other and left a perfect ball for Stephen Goltz, who danced his way around one man and ripped a left-footed shot past the diving keeper Coward and into the back of the net for the second goal of the year. So Wheaton takes the 2-0 advantage heading in to the second 45 minutes of play, and they look to keep their momentum going here against the Augustana Vikings. Here's some stats from that first half as we get ready for the first kick of the second half. Augustana only managed one shot in that first half. No shots on goal, and it came by John McSpadden. They were called for 8 fouls. That's it on their offensive stat sheet. For the Thunder, it's littered across the board. 6 total shots, 1 apiece by John Clark, Stephen Goltz, Marshall Hollingsworth, Chad Musgraves, Josh Clark, and Noah Anthony. And there's 3 shots on goal, 1 for Goltz, 1 for Clark, and 1 for Anthony. Of course, the ones from Anthony and Goltz ended up being scores. Assists going to Chad Musgraves and Kevin Skinker. The Thunder were called for 10 fouls. Tyler Coward allowed 2 goals in that first half, saved 1, and Ryan Sager did not have to be challenged or put on the scoreboard at all in that first half. Wheaton outshot Augustana 6-1 in the first half. Augie made that one save that we mentioned, and the Thunder were called for 10 fouls. Augie called for 8, and the Thunder only had 1 corner kick in that opening 45 minutes. And Augie didn't have any. So we're ready for second half action. The Vikings will now move right to left as we see it. The Thunder, clad in the home orange, will move left to right, leading 2-0, trying to close the door on the final 45 minutes of play here and extend their win streak to 7 in a row and keep their hopes for the top seed to win the regular season conference title alive heading into CCIW tournament time, which begins a week from today at this time slot next Wednesday night. Hopefully right back here at Joe Bean Stadium if the Thunder can hold on. That's the way it will be. This ball is sent along that far side. Coming over to make contact with it is Grant Halter. Halter slices it away and out of bounds. Sent it into the Thunder home crowd. Had a performance by the Wheaton Thunderettes as well, dance team. Performing at the half here at Joe Bean Stadium. Now this ball is called for a foul and sent in. It's going to go against Augustana. Free kick coming for the Thunder in the defensive half. Looks like Matt Hussey's on the pitch for Wheaton to begin the second half as well. It is indeed Matt playing the left defensive position for the Thunder. Musgraves coming on. There's a whistle, and it's going against Augie. Handball there. Forge will take the quick and takes it quickly. In the back for Skinker to Musgraves. Musgraves back to Elliott. Elliott rolling it around on his right foot. Turning around that far sideline. Being shielded off by a man. Drops it back to Skinker. Rolls it on to Clark. Clark will flip it forward toward Blackman's vicinity. At the top of the 18. Had it pitched away and cleared. Now McSpadden comes over. Working one-on-one against Blackman there. Shoves him to the ground. We'll call play here. Might be our first caution of the match. Not ready to start play yet as the lead referee. Looks like he was hoping to award that caution. He does to McSpadden.
Augustana's number 18, John McSpadden.
McSpadden picks up the caution. And it will be a free kick coming from Matt Hussey here. He's got it sized up, approaches, and sends it home. Borge lets it roll. It almost got over the head of Coward, but he picks it up. Ball rifled into the Thunder defensive half here. Fernandez will ankle a header and get into it. McSpadden plays it on up, back and forth. Goltz coming over hard to win possession. Blackman again, now Clark. Punched away, whistle blows as Blackman took another spill to the turf. And we'll have our second yellow, this time against Grant Halter.
Number 8, Grant Halter, has been cautioned.
So back-to-back cautions. And it's Grant Halter who's called for. One to Halter and one to McSpadden, so the 18 and the 8 shirts have been cautioned. Still on the pitch, Hussey sends it forward. Gold's trying to go in the air to win it. Falls to the turf. Collins cuts around it. Dropped in towards Skinker. Flushed away, out of bounds. It'll be a Thunder throw. Give me a Viking throw. Lynn turns around and deadens it. And toward Josh Clark. Or excuse me, Stephen Goltz. Rolled all the way. And toward the keeper. Fernandez gets to it with a header. Along the midfield stripe. Pumped high into the air by Wolf. Brought down to the turf. Scooting his way around is Bennett. Helping along that far side. Played into the back. Touched last by Wheaton. Now coming together is a couple of teammates. Gustafson and Chandler Brooks, who come over to try to win possession from the other, and a whistle blows against the Thunder in any case. Free kick coming for the Vikings on the edge of their offensive half. It'll be taken by Gustafson, helped in toward the corner. Chance to loop and cross in toward the middle, but nothing there. Over everything it goes. And it'll be a goal kick for Ryan Seeger. 4 minutes into the second half. Thunder lead 2-0. Hussey rolls into the back for Seeger. Now Skinker on the far side. Turn around and brought it in by Wolf. Wolf drops it for Brooks. Brooks sends it forward along the far side, trying to hit Halter. Can't do it. Out of bounds, another Thunder throw coming here on the far sideline. Fernandez collects and possesses. They look to build back to front. Chips it along to Josh Clark along the far side. Clark sliding on up, looking for Blackman. Into the defensive half of the Vikings it goes instead. Punch back and forth. And another whistle going. This time against the Thunder. Played into the back and rested at the feet of the keeper. Ball pumped high into the air. Brought down by Lynn. Now Hussey goes and gets to it. Now Lynn again in the defensive half. Turning it around. Dropping into Borge. Borge. The right foot. Coward's going to come all the way out to collect this one and drops two hands on it. On the edge of the 18 to possess. Borge gets a left foot to it. Now coming over McSpadden. Works around one now. Is Bennett. Bennett through the midfield circle. Drops it back to Gustafson. Slides it on up the pitch. Now retreated back to Evan Johnson. Johnson slides it up, and a good stride by Blackman to take that pass away. Now Adams trying to slide it in Musgrave's direction, but too much into the middle. And it goes right back to Coward. But a good step and take away by Adam in any case. Pumped high into the air, falls once. Now Hussey collects. Loops it in toward the middle circle. Clark positioned himself well, but now without committing a foul against Chandler Brooks. Free kick coming for Augie in the middle circle, 5 feet into their offensive. Golds possesses, runs back to Blackman. Blackman cuts himself through, now dribbles himself all the way into the middle circle. Adam now leaving a ball on the right side for Musgraves. Musgraves collects about 30 yards out, steps over, now beats his man to the outside, dribbling in and through past Johnson, leaves it, crosses, rolls over the face. No one at home, and Blackman was the closest one to it, and he's beating himself up over that one. Thought he may have been able to get a chance to get to that ball and send it in toward the net and the post, but just wasn't able to get there in time. But a good idea by Chad Musgraves as he possessed all the way through the box and left it over the face. Now possessing it, back and forth it goes. Vikings moving right to left. Loose gets by Skinker, but Russo will easily collect on the pitch. Skinker, who had one of the assists in that first half, in that final minute, that second goal, which is playing big right now for Wheaton. Now Borge chops it in toward Golds. Scissors in for Lynn. Lynn, nice feed into Musgraves. Lynn recollects and gets it to Clark. Clark could help it along toward the corner to Blackman. He does. Now shoved back in toward the far post. And a diving stop had to be made. And it was made by Tyler Coward. Good play from the junior keeper, 6'1", out of Bettendorf, Iowa. And he slides it all the way into the defensive half. Turning it around is Bennett. Bennett trying to get loose. He does with the left foot, sliding it toward the post. Really may have been the first shot on goal of the night as Seeger was able to fall on it. Seeger does collect, and he rifles a line drive into the defensive half. Goltz, the closest one to it, trying to cut it down, but not before it rolls out of bounds deep in the defensive third for the Vikings. Well, for a throw-in. He'll throw it in now. Hussey. Musgraves looking to help it on. Goltz couldn't get there. Defender falls to the turf. Now it goes into Wheaton's defensive half. Brought back to Lynn, who drops it on back to Skinker. Looks upfield. Rolls it along the ground, but intercepting is Beckus. Beckus dribbles himself back into the middle. Goes into Collins. Collins back to Beckus, and Beckus advances, but right to Matt Hussey. Now Fernandez. Loops it and chips. Goltz gets high, trying to win this header in the direction of Blackman. It's cleared high by the defense. Now slices down to the turf. Borge comes over. Borge had it collected for a brief time. Now stepping back is Bennett. Bennett sliding himself into the attacking third. Bennett working one-on-one against Russo. Cuts himself to the inside. May have had a chance, but Lynn cut him off and intercepted. Lynn gave to Clark, who dropped it near side for Borge. Elliott eyes up, surveys the scene, and decides to come back to Skinker. Skinker into Goltz. Goltz drops to Lynn. Good ball movement here on this side of the field by the Thunder. Lynn will help it onto that far side to Musgraves. Musgraves had a chance to win a deflection, perhaps. And yes, deflection is one as it goes over the end line. Another corner kick coming for the Thunder. Their second of the ball game. They only had one in that first half and came away empty of an offensive opportunity. This they hope to try to get a little bit more out of, leading 2-0 and looking for that third. Ball sent in along the ground and just played back to Blackman. Blackman outside the 18 will try to dribble his way in. Now Borge unleashes a right-footed shot on the ground. Now Goltz again! Oh, and it's blocked. No, it's just wide instead. It was wide by about a yard as a diving Coward made sure that it would not fall into the field of play. Now this ball played in the offensive for Wheaton. Coming back as Clark. Sliding it toward the top of the 18 for Musgraves. Musgraves turns it around, wanted to shoot, but it was blocked by Beckus, and it's rifled out of bounds. Ball will be thrown in again for the Thunder on the edge of their offensive half. Some time to be taken here, and now they'll finally be put in play, and Borge collects, slices it over, looking for a streaking Blackman. Oh, he had himself and the keeper in a one-on-one battle and just couldn't get a foot to
number 21, Adam Bingfort.
Bingfort will re-enter now for Augustana. Coming off the pitch now will be Grant Halter. Sliding on up into the Thunder defensive now. Borge will come on and slice this ball in the direction of Musgraves, who comes over to collect. Chad brings it over the midfield stripe, drops to Borge. Borge trying to come back and get it before Collins can get there. He's being hounded by Collins, and he'll drop it back to Fernandez. Fernandez, with not much pressure here, dribbles into the middle circle. Now slices it with the right foot in the direction of Musgraves. It's headed away, and Skinker comes on to control. Skinker in the offensive half, drops back to Borge. Elliott slows the pace down and rolls it back to Fernandez yet again. Steven will play far side this time as Hussey, one touch, advances to Blackman. Great job to work around a man. Adams streaks his way in toward the box. Has it on his left foot, now brings it back to his right. Comes back in toward the 18 again. Tries to play it back in the middle. Borge, a one-chance shot! Score! What a beauty by Elliott Borge, who just stops and watch it go home. What a play. Blackman dribbles his way into the 18 and slices it to the top of the box for Elliott Borge, who uses his right foot to get it past Coward.
Borge with the goal, the assist to number 11, Adam Blackman. Borge from Blackman.
And he just walked away from it, knowing that that was quite the strike. No celebration, just a simple step back and say, not a bad piece if I do say so myself. Nice job by Borge. 3-0 Thunder. It's their first goal of the second half here. So they've achieved the team hat trick now. Still over a half hour remaining in regulation, though, here at Joe Bean. What a piece. Fernandez now possesses in the back and gives it on up for Josh Clark. Clark, one chip, loops it on up for Blackman, trying to possess again, but it's punched high away and into the guest section.
Entering the game for the Thunder, number 14,
sideline.
Jonathan Clark.
So here comes Jonathan Clark and Elliott Borge to exit. Should get some applause as well for his time out there. 3-0 Thunder. Rifled away and out of bounds off the foot of McSpadden, and it'll be still an Augie throw. Controlling and moving on the left foot is Kais. Punched away toward that far sideline. Vikings continue to possess. Punched away and out of bounds. Throwing coming again. Collins to take it. Collins drops it back. Turns it around to McSpadden. Drops it back to Johnson. Advances it to Brooks. Middle circle. Throwing it all the way up the sideline. Now punch through. Oh, it loose in the box. That's a foul against Augustana as Russo was sent to the turf. Ball stopped and rolled near side. Musgraves. Clark. Goltz, I should say. Feeds Lynn. Lynn sprints his way, trying to hit a through ball to Blackman. Denied, but Lynn comes right back on top of it. John Clark, who entered in for Borge just a moment ago, somehow gets it to Musgraves, who really pushes off his man, and that's going to be a foul against Augustana. Musgraves is definitely the aggressor on that attack, but is called the benefit of the doubt. Goes in his favor. Free piece coming for Wheaton, and it'll be Hussey to take it. Matt will play it quickly to this right side to Blackman outside the box. We'll hope to try to turn around, but quick pressure being brought on. Now Hussey has a chance to send it in toward the post, looking for someone to follow. Quickly coming out hard is the keeper. It'll be a corner kick.
Into the
But it
game
is
for the
Coward.
Thunder, number 28, Jordan Lassard.
That came
And
in
for the Vikings,
hard.
number 5, Kevin Wyristek.
Making contact look like with Steven Goltz from there. Nope. Or was it Russo? Looked to be Russo who made contact with the keeper. And give Coward some time to regroup. Nonetheless, corner kick for the Thunder. Here it comes, looking for the far post, headed away by the defense, over the end line again. Another corner kick.
Thunder corner kick.
Does continue to change slides and redo it again. This time on the near side corner, already with a 3-0 advantage. Ball sent in, headed in toward the far post and just over the crossbar. Best corner kick of the night for Wheaton, but it sails away. More CCIW action.
For the Thunder, number 26, Julian Vanderdoes.
As Julian Vanderdoes comes back into the ball game, the Frenchman. Ball sent in toward the middle circle. Clark looking to win it there, and it'll be Collins instead for the Vikings. Good high pressure being applied now. Okay. Set piece now. After the whistle against the Thunder, it's traveling deep in toward the 18, but Seeger will come out and get it. Seeger rolls it near side for Skinker. Wheaton looks to build back to front. Their back line now looking of Skinker, Vanderdoes, Russo, and Hussey. Jordy Lassard also re-entered the game, does some fancy footwork here to maintain possession, tried to play it back. Touches go a little too much. Possession maintained. Rolled into the back. The Thunder, of course, if they win tonight, can cement themselves as CCIW champions. And they might be able to do that in any case if this score holds up, as we're getting word in the second half. Illinois Wesleyan coming apart at the seams against North Park. The Vikings of North Chicago leading Wesleyan down in Bloomington 4-1. So with that score, if that upholds, regardless of the result tonight, the Thunder will be CCIW champs. And if they win tonight, they'll ensure that in any case and get themselves home field advantage throughout next week, beginning next Wednesday when they'll take on the number 4 seed of the CCIW, however that shakes out. The other contest being played is between Carthage and Elmhurst. That one is scoreless at the half, just down the road in Elmhurst. Ball's out of bounds, will be another throw-in for Augie. Under 25 minutes now. In regulation, Wheaton leads 3-0, had a 2-0 halftime lead, and a score by Elliot Borch has accounted for the total here. Counterattack here for the Vikings, not much numbers, but trying to put a through ball in, and Seeger will come out to win possession, and as Ryan always does, scoops up and is looking to make contact with somebody. Ryan rips this right footer in. Headed down to the turf by Johnson, and Collins will retreat it back to his keeper, who will possess to himself. With his left foot over the midfield stripe, Vanderdoes directs a header into Clark. Josh, that is. Josh wanted to slide it forward, looking for Skinker to make a run. Instead, possessed and rolled to the near side. Brought in toward the top of the 18, looking to rip off a shot. Couldn't do it. Now Beckus possesses for Augie. Lassard had him turned around, though, and wins possession, but Beckus shoves him off the ball again. Out of bounds. It will be a Viking throw. Or a free kick, rather, after the foul was called against Lassard. So 23.5 minutes remaining in regulation. This set piece coming up for Matt Shippen. Shippen sets it up. Defensive line for the Thunder is high at the top of the 18. Shippen's ready, approaches, and sends it home toward the post. Seeger will spear it in the 6 and rifle it back out to Musgraves, who directs it into Clark. Clark, just shy of the midfield stripe, advances it across the midfield stripe, getting it to Josh Clark. Josh back to John. Excuse me, John back to Josh, I should say. Rifled around, sent out of bounds for an Augie throw. Oh, ball taken away by Golds, working around the defense. Tried to send it back in toward the middle. No one at home. Johnson's there, and he clears out of bounds. Couple more subs for the Thunder.
Entering the game for the Thunder, number 7, Connor Rice, and number 8, Jason Bada.
So Connor Rice will enter, along with Jason Bada. And this ball's thrown in toward the box, deflected away by Wheaton and over the end line for a goal kick for Coward coming up. Augie, coached by Brenton Joseph, assisted by Chris Schumann and Eric Stewart. Dr. Mike Giuliano is in his 6th year at the helm for the Wheaton Thunder. He's assisted by first-year coaches Joel DeLoss and Garrett Berline, and longtime goalkeepers coach Glenn Eggert, with Tricia Dieter being the head athletic trainer of Wheaton Men's Soccer. This ball now in the Viking defensive. Gustafson advancing on up. Now Collins advances on back. Gustafson sends it forward. Possessed along that side by Shippen. Now played in back toward the middle, Collins. As Vikings dancing in the middle third, trying to move from right to left. Coming on hard is Beckus, who's joined the front line of attack instead of being in the defense. Turned around here. Possessed once, now a handful of bodies spilled to the turf between Lassard and Bada. Gets up smiling with Wyrostek, who just freshly entered as well. That's the way Jason loves to play the game. As this ball sent in toward the 18. Chance to turn around, chance to put it on the net as well, looped high into the air and over the crossbar and everything. The flag has been well up. The lead referee, for some reason, didn't see it for the past 30 seconds or so, as the flag was well up. Would have guessed that would have been offside, but didn't see anything from the lead official, so all the sequence that followed didn't matter, and we're back in sync between all our officials now, and Seeger will have a free kick outside his own box. Sends it forward, got some backspin. Lassard is in the vicinity, helps it to goals, will try to shoot and get a header to it. Now Coward will get possession. Whistle blows as the body spills in the middle circle. Is Nick Wolf. And it's picked up by Johnson. Johnson slides it up to Gustafson. Trying to find it forward. Back and forth it goes in the middle circle, and there's a foul as Goltz was sent tumbling to the turf, but it's a foul against him, and Augie will take the free kick quickly here. Johnson the defensive, rolls it now forward, finds his own teammate, bringing it up. Wyrostek punched out of bounds, another whistle. Offside against the Vikings. Under 20 minutes now for the game, 3-0 Thunder. Seeger approaches and booms it. Lassard's in the area. Deflected away, will stay with the Thunder.
And for the Vikings, number 16, Nathan Kies. And for the Thunder, number 13, Mitchell Parr.
Mitch Parr re-enters for Wheaton. Looks like Stephen Goltz will take a seat. Connor Rice will take this throw as another new entry into the ball game. For Augustana is Nathan Kies. Rolled for that far or near sideline in that corner. Unable to pick it up. Will be now a throw for the Thunder, and Parr will take it. Mitch approaches, sends it forward. Oh, it's loose. Past the keeper is Coward, but then cleaned up by his defense. Still kept in play, rifled back in toward Coward, and he's been busy all night, especially in this second half. And he picks it up. He'll rifle it with his left foot high into the air. Balls once to the turf, up and out of bounds. Ball being brought down now. Here's Bada. Across the midfield stripe, brings it forward. Touched it a little too far. Rifled away. Rice stepped over it. Kind of looked dangerous for not careful as he rolled right over that ball. Miscommunication by the part of the Vikings that time. And Clark stepped right in between a pair of Hoggy players and intercepted. Ball is loose in the circle. John Clark gets to it, loops it toward the near side, and Lassard went tumbling down with Beckus. And it's a foul against Jordy. Now from the free kick coming, Beckus taking a little bit of time getting up before Johnson will address the ball. Turned around and working array, and now sending it along the far side. Parr giving chase. Now dropped up. Musgraves looking to go and collect along the far sideline. He does. Plays it into the back to Russo. Russo took a bit of a spill earlier and had to clean himself up a bit after colliding with the goalkeeper Coward earlier in this second half, but he's been okay. He hasn't had to come out. Now this ball slides through a couple of legs, and Rice gets to it, gets to Bada, touches into the middle of Lassard. Lassard works around a slide tackle, gets it back, it helps it to Bada. Bada tried to go outside and wanted to come back in, cut off the ball and brought back the other way by Johnson. He's tripped up. Could be a caution. Yep.
Wheaton's number 8, Jason Bada, has been cautioned.
So Bada gets the caution. It's the first for the Thunder. There's been 2 also awarded in the second half already. In the first 2 minutes of the second half, I should say, right when we opened play back up again. And those 2 were against Augustana. One against the 18 jersey McSpadden, the other against the 8 jersey Grant Halter. So this one, the first yellow for the Thunder, and it goes against Bada. So we are under 16 to play now. Collins helps it up. Coming on to intercept was Musgraves. Good sprint and good dodge here by Josh Clark to maintain and win possession. Now he'll slide along the far side for Hussey. Hussey brings it forward to Musgraves. Cuts out, now cuts back in. Try to slide something on the ground, give Parr a chance at it. Defense got in front though, and it was Shippen. Shippen dribbles himself over the far sideline and out of bounds.
And for the Thunder, number 17, Brandon Vanderveen, and number 19, Brendan Finnerty.
Brandon Finnerty enters the ball game as well as Brandon Vanderveen, and the regulars of Clark and Musgraves will exit the pitch for Wheaton. Ball will be thrown in, now deflected away out of bounds. And now thrown in again. Cut off, trying to get to it, but it's out of bounds. Another Thunder throw, edge of the attacking third as they look to push their lead to 4 at 3-0. This play has really started to slow down quite a bit in this second half since that third goal was scored by Elliot Borge. Post-game, we'll talk to Coach Mike Giuliano again about this ball game and what it means in context for his squad, notching the 7th consecutive victory in a row, should they hold on, as well as their shots at winning the CCIW regular season title, bringing them the number 1 seed. What an accomplishment that would be. Here's Rice singing it forward. Parr gets underneath it and spins it to Lassard. Lassard crosses it all the way in. He's got a couple men over there if it wasn't for the deflection of McSpadden, or excuse me, of Benford. Nice play by Benford to keep that chance at bay. Now Vanderdoos is in the area here. The top of the 18 looking to get to this ball. Slid through. Oh, deflected by Russo. It spills itself right at the feet of Seeger, though, who calmly picks it up for the Thunder. WETN Sports will next be on the air in a couple days, this Friday at 4:30 for the women's CCIW finale against Milliken. The Milliken men will follow with a 7 o'clock battle to finish regular season play against the Thunder, which will be senior night. And should the Thunder finish posting this victory here tonight, it will be a big ball game for those seniors to finish their regular season at Joe Bean Stadium. But hopefully by then, that as it's shaping up now, the Thunder will already have the number 1 seed, and the result of the game will have no consequence as to the playing of the CCIW tournament the following week, which again we should emphasize, next Wednesday, a week from tonight, the Thunder will host round 1 of the CCIW tournament, taking on the number 4 seed, whoever that may be. Are going back and forth about it. It could be the same Augustana team, as they're right in the mix for it, with their conference record of 2-2-1. So we'll see who it may be. A couple of years ago, it was Augustana taking on Wheaton in the 2-3 game, as the Thunder were able to advance and win before hosting North Park and falling in that one. Just ball slid into Lassard. Lassard trying to help it along that far side corner to Connor Rice. Rice stepping over, brings it back in. Rice on the left foot, tried to fill it back into the box. It was deflected. Rice wins it back, had it touched away before it trickles over the end line. Johnson tried to get to it. He did, and cleaned it up. Now John Clark, offensive half. On the right foot, back it goes to Vanderdoos. That was the fall of 2010 when the Thunder hosted North Park, and the Vikings won in an overtime thriller. Here's a foul. Tough Saturday that was, because that was the same Saturday the football team lost to North Central and the women's team lost in penalty kicks to Illinois Wesleyan in all CCIW tournament finals. That was a tough weekend to swallow. But the Thunder are hoping for better results on this next trip that they have.
End of the game for the Thunder, number 23, Trevor Adams.
To the CCIW
number
tournament.
17, Nick Wolf.
Nick Wolf re-enters for Augustana. Trevor Adams comes back on for Wheaton. Final 11 minutes of the contest. Thunder 3, Augie 0. Kept in play by Adams. Nope, it was out of bounds. Adams, Parr, and Vanderveen across the front line as Adams trying to get to this ball before Coward does, and Tyler pops it high into the air. He'll fall once to the turf. And Beckus looks like he's going to be limping a little bit, needs to sub off the field. Meanwhile, the Thunder keep playing, and Rice slides it over to Finnerty. Finnerty trying to get to the ball, moves it into the middle circle. Punched away. Vikings still on the attack as Beckus is on a knee on this near side, not feeling up to it. Finnerty, Vanderveen. Oh, he gets twisted over, and Vikings take away possession, coming back the other way. Vanderveen trying to speed his way back toward the ball. A bunch of orange shirts there in the vicinity. Punch back, and the whistle blows. And now Beckus will finally come off and look to the trainer.
Substitution for the Vikings, entering the game, number 8, Grant Halter. And for the Thunder, number 21, Aaron Brown.
Aaron Brown will enter in for the Thunder as Matt Hussey will step off the pitch. Aaron will take over Matt's position on that left side of the defense, joining Rousseau, Vanderdoos, and Rice from left to right. Bada, John Clark, and Brendan Finnerty in the middle. And Vanderveen, Parr, and Adams across the top. And due to the injury, Rousseau will set it down and give possession back to Augustana as they move right to left. Now it's possessed here and rolled up to Collins. Drops it in back. Gustafson sends it up toward the midfield stripe. Touched away there. And bringing it up and sending it back into the midfield portion of the pitch for Johnson. Johnson, as Mitchell Parr comes in hard. John Clark comes over. Nearly touched it with his hand. Johnson advances back up again, high into the air. With the punch goes Brown. Falling to the turf now and collecting is Clark. Loops to the high ball, looking for Parr again. Now Vanderveen settles. Vanderveen rifles it in toward the box. Ooh, he slid as he made contact with that ball as it trickles its way over, nearly out of bounds. Still kept in play though. Brought forward and sent over the out of bounds Stripe kept in play, though. Touch back in. Moving forward. Now sending toward the near sideline. Drop back and forth toward the box, and Seeger will come up and collect. Seeger rolled it out, and Rice was unable to get to it. Punched in toward the box, but John Clark collects to Adams. Adams sends it forward for Bada. John Clark now. Look to advance, now dribbles up to himself. Chips it looking in the direction of Adams. Johnson shields him off the ball and rolls it forward. Vanderveen collects. John Clark punches and changes field to the left side and well out of bounds, though. 7.5 minutes to go in the contest. Thunder led 2-0 at halftime and currently lead 3-0. Noah Anthony has scored, as well as the Thunder's and the trio of Anthony, Stephen Goltz, and Elliot Borge combining for the 3-0 advantage for Wheaton. High into the air as it comes down. John Clark trying to win possession. Whistle blows and it's dead, and the Thunder will have it. Sent on forward. Adams trying to collect. Turned around at the top of the 18. And punch back trying to collect is Rice. And a hard slide tackle by Collins. He'll be called for that one.
Into the game for the Thunder, number 29, Mitchell Grove, and number 30, Mason Dooling. For the Vikings, number 14, Gabrielle Brulette.
Coming up on 5 minutes to play now. The set piece sent forward into the box, looking for a helping header. It's loose, and coming out is Coward, and he does win possession. Thrown in. Mitchell Grove has also entered the ball game now for Wheaton for the final 5 minutes of this contest. Grove helps it along back into the middle for Mason Dooling, who also has entered. Punched high up into the air. Spins its way down to the turf once. Adams now fills it to Bada into Finnerty. Finnerty with the left foot looking to help it in. Is Dooling going to get there? Coward will get there first. He'll slap this one in, slice it up into the air. Rice looking to bring it down, couldn't do it. Now brought over. Vander Deus, there goes the whistle. Augie will have a free kick here. Wanted to take it quickly, but not going to count. Brought down out of the air by Gabriel Brulette. Set piece here from about 40 yards out. Slices his way toward the top. Picked back over, and we'll go to that far corner. Out of bounds, it will be a Thunder throw.
Change in goal for the Thunder now between the pipes. Number 31, Philip Oster.
So here comes Philip Oster. Will get in between the goal pipes now for Wheaton and Ryan Seeger, who gets all but the last 3:41 of this. Will combine with Oster, hopefully on his 5th shutout of CCIW play.
Hey, Brett, it's not a shutout for Seager.
No, you can't get a straight cut.
Ball punched in now to the far sideline. And out of bounds.
And for the
Well, no
Vikings, number 9, DJ Lawler.
So with this substitution, Ryan Seeger no longer in line for the shutout, which would have been his 5th. A conference best up to this point. Instead, Oster will get a little time in goal here for the final 2:45 now. Ball is rifled away back and forth. Out of bounds again. Another Thunder throw as they'll look to coast their way to the end of this one and be 3-0 victors comfortably. Grove trying to get to it. Sliding his way over is Blackman. Now on the defensive half. Turn around once.
And for the Vikings, number 4, Andrew Smith, and number 11, Jacob Retke.
2 more substitutions come in for Augustana, including number 11, Jacob Retke, and number 4, Andrew Smith. Final 1:38 to go. Along that far side, now played back in. Touched over, there goes the whistle before Vanderveen could get too much of a head start. Free kick coming. Lined itself deep into the 6. Oster will get some action, and he makes the play.
1 minute. There is 1 minute remaining in regulation.
He let it tie in the air to go get it, and then tumbled down and clutched it to his body. Nice play by Phil. Rolled her along the near side. Adams comes over nicely to collect as we're in the game's final minute. Grove into the middle for Bada, chips it. Finnerty shades to himself. A nice through ball for Adams. They won't stop playing soccer here as Adams dribbles himself in. It's tapped over the end line. Final 25 seconds. They want to get this corner kick going. Can they do it? Punched in along the ground, being brought in by Vanderveen. He'll just dribble himself out. In the final 10 seconds.
6.
Finds Rice.
4.
Rice turns himself through.
2.
Gets rid of it. And that will be the ball game. Thunder come out on top. A final 3-0. They protect home field for yet another time. Move to 6-0 at home this season.
Wheaton moves to 13-3-2 on the year, 5-0-1 in the CCIW. Augustana falls to 6-8-3, 2-3-1 in the conference. Wheaton will be at home again on Friday night at 7 p.m. when they host Milliken. That will be senior night.
Well, you heard it. The Thunder now moving to 13-3-2 and 5-0-1.
Bloomington, the North Park Vikings have defeated the Illinois Wesleyan Titans by a score of 4-1, which means the Wheaton College Thunder have wrapped up the regular season CCIW championship.
The Wheaton Thunder now can rest comfortably knowing that they are CCIW regular season champions after Illinois Wesleyan has just suffered their second loss of the year, losing 4-1.
Home field advantage, Wheaton will play at home in the CCIW semifinal game on Wednesday night.
4-1 to North Park University, a team that the Thunder already earned a draw with earlier this season. So, looks like the Thunder will earn that #1 seed and host next Wednesday night, although here Coach Giuliano wants to come over and clarify some points about that as well.
Okay.
But Wheaton, for the time being, all we know is that they have defeated Augustana here tonight 3-0. Keeps their home winning streak alive this season. Very important to them, as we've seen throughout this ball game and this season in general, protecting the home turf here at Joe Bean. They've done that fantastically. An undefeated mark here at home in this fall of 2012. They look to keep that going on Friday night. We encourage you to join us then, first at 4:30 with the women's contest, then again at 7 o'clock. Also senior night, when the Thunder will honor their players that are in their final seasons, donning the orange and blue for head coach Mike Giuliano, and there will be a halftime ceremony honoring that as well. We will carry throughout the halftime break. Thunder win this one 3-0. We'll wait for Coach Giuliano to make his way up here and discuss the victory and what it means in context of the CCIW regular season title as well for Wheaton as they continue to protect the home field in good fashion, and especially in conference play, it's ever more important, as now we're joined by head coach Mike Giuliano. And coach, this ball game really started firing on all cylinders. A couple goals in that first half, although it took a while perhaps to get going. How did you feel overall with the play of your team tonight?
Well, it's pretty simple. I like the way we played tonight. I like the composure we've showed after having 3 goals given up in the first half all season and 15 in the second. We've had our 4th straight game without giving up a goal. So one part of my brain and my heart feels great tonight. The possibility we lost Marshall Hollingsworth for the rest of the year is just overwhelming to me. It's just he's as hot as any player in the country right now.
Of course,
and, the trainer is not optimistic about what's going on with him.
Would you mind sharing any further details on that?
We don't know any details. We just know there's a knee problem, and he's in a lot of pain, and we'll wait till the doctor looks at him tomorrow, but it doesn't look good, and that could just be devastating. But you know what? We've been deep all season. We'll figure out a way.
Regardless, depth, as you mentioned, is a strong part of your team this year, although that would potentially be a big blow. But, of course, team pride of protecting this home turf is something that we've talked about before, and regardless of who's out there on the pitch, you got 11 guys that want to win at home. How big is it to have home field advantage now throughout the postseason?
It's great. It's great, and we want to finish it off on Saturday. I think I told you that our sports information office told me that there hasn't been a clean sheet at home in the regular season since '97, 15 years ago, and we'd love to be the first team to do that in 15 years. There's been teams that haven't lost, but they've tied a couple, but we haven't tied or lost either one. So other than the news to Marshall, I couldn't be more pleased. And conference championship, and things look good.
Of course, 97 the last time the Thunder went to the national title game, so hopefully that will continue to be the trend if they can.
I hope that's another connection for us. Absolutely.
Keep the clean sheet at home. Well, Coach Giuliano, congrats on the win on the regular season title. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
Head coach Mike Giuliano speaking following the 3-0 victory for the Wheaton Thunder men's soccer team.